The alien queen roared. He just laughed. After my ex-wife, you're adorable. ***. Cade Mercer had faced warlords, smugglers, and creatures that ate metal for breakfast, but nothing prepared him for being dragged into the throne chamber of Queen Zarathra of the Vyll Dominion, the most feared ruler in the Orion Arm. The chamber pulsed with violet light, carved from a living crystal that hummed like a sleeping beast. The air smelled of ozone, heavy with tension. Cade, hands bound behind him, was pushed to his knees at the center of a glowing circle. He lifted an eyebrow. "Wow," he muttered. "You guys really go all out with the drama." The guards hissed at him in their clicking tongue. Then she appeared. The alien queen towered above him, tall, elegant, terrifying. Her obsidian exoskeleton shimmered like polished armor, her 4 luminous eyes locked on him with a predatory gleam. Long, blade-like tendrils flowed behind her like a living crown. "Fear me, human," she thundered, her voice vibrating through the entire hall. "I am Zarathra the Unbound, devourer of empires, slayer of the false suns. Submit, or be erased from existence." Cade blinked, then burst out laughing. The guards froze. Zarathra's mandibles twitched in confusion. Cade shrugged casually. Sorry. It's just, after my ex-wife? You're adorable." A shocked murmur ripped through the hall. No one spoke to the queen like that and lived. Zarathra stared at him, stunned. "Explain this insolence." "You're dramatic, loud, full of threats, and probably have high expectations," Cade said cheerfully. "My ex was the same. You two would get along great." Beginning, the human who wouldn't bow. Hours earlier, Cade's ship had been intercepted while he was doing what he did best, scavenging derelict vessels for spare parts. He'd wandered a little too close to Vyll territory, a place humans were warned never to enter. But Cade didn't care for warnings. He was a former space marine, newly divorced, scraping together credits to rebuild his life. Being captured by an alien empire wasn't on his to-do list, but here he was. The queen paced around him now, each step echoing like thunder. "You are not afraid," she observed. "Terrified," he said. "But I hide it well. Most humans cower. I used all my cowering during the marriage." She tilted her head. "You continue to make jokes." "It's a coping mechanism," he explained. "Otherwise I'd be screaming." She leaned in close. "Perhaps I shall see what sound you make when I—" Cade interrupted. "Look, can we skip the scary monologue? I know you captured me for a reason." Her eyes flared. "Yes. A reason you cannot comprehend. Try me." Middle, the queen's curse. Zarathra flicked her claws and the guards withdrew, leaving them alone. She circled him like a hawk studying prey. "Centuries ago, my species ruled countless systems. We were unstoppable. But then a curse spread among us, history decay, a sickness of the mind that only affects our royal lineage. Our memories shatter. Our judgment falters." She touched her temple with one trembling claw. "I am the last queen unbroken. And even I feel the decay whispering at the edges of my thoughts." Cade studied her, and for the first time, she seemed less monstrous and more vulnerable. "So what does that have to do with me?" "A prophecy," she admitted. "It states that only a mind untouched by our hive instinct, a chaotic, individual mind, can anchor a Vyll queen, stabilize her thoughts, and prevent the final collapse of my people." "You mean," he blinked, "you kidnapped me for therapy?" She hissed. "An anchor. A stabilizing presence. Not therapy." "Same thing." Silence. But her mandibles twitched again, almost like she was flustered. "You," she growled, pointing at his face, "are uniquely resistant to mental influence. When I entered your mind earlier, I could not bend you. You pushed me out." Cade frowned. "Wait. You were in my head." "Yes." "Oh. That explains the migraine. And the sudden urge to hiss at people." Zarathra ignored that. "You will help me resist the decay. Or I will tear your ship apart atom by atom." Cade sighed. "Fine. I'll help. But untie me first. My wrists are killing me." Zarathra clicked her claws, and his bindings dissolved. The moment he was free, she scanned him carefully. "Do not attempt to escape." "Lady," he said, "if I ran, I'd just get lost. This place is like a villain's IKEA." She didn't know what that meant, but she sensed it was disrespectful. The sessions begin. What followed were days of strange, chaotic interactions. Cade told her stories of Earth, chaotic families, terrible bosses, bizarre customs. Zarathra listened with fascination, occasionally horrified. You humans willingly gather in groups and argue for entertainment, she asked. It's called family dinner. Madness. Cade taught her relaxation techniques. She taught him how not to get stabbed by her ceremonial claws. He told jokes. She pretended not to laugh, but her mandibles twitched every time. He insulted her dramatic speeches. She threatened to vaporize him at least twice a day. Slowly, the decay retreated from her mind. Her thoughts sharpened. Her rages softened. She dreamed more clearly. And slowly, something else changed too. Whenever Cade entered her chamber, her glowing eyes brightened just a fraction. Whenever he joked, she leaned closer. Her tendrils curled in subtle, shy patterns. Ones he learned meant she was trying not to show affection. One night, while they sat in her private observatory overlooking a stormy gas giant, she murmured, "You confuse me, human. Everyone tells me that. You fear nothing." "I fear plenty," he admitted. "But you're not one of them anymore." "Why?" "You're not a monster. Just someone trying not to fall apart." She stiffened, then relaxed. "Cade." "Yeah. Thank you." He smiled. "Anytime, Your Majesty." She flicked his forehead gently. "Call me Zarathra." The conspiracy. But not everyone wanted the queen saved. Her second-in-command, Warlord Karvas, believed the prophecy was a lie. He wanted the queen to succumb to decay so he could seize the throne. The night he made his move, the palace shook with explosions. The Hive network screamed with distress. Cade rushed into the throne room to find Zarathra surrounded by traitors, her mind faltering under the mental assault of rebellious telepaths. Karvas sneered, "Your human toy cannot save you now." Zarathra staggered, clutching her head. "The decay, it returns." Cade didn't hesitate. He ran to her, grabbing her face in his hands. "Hey! Focus on me." Her eyes were wild, unfocused. "Remember what I told you. Breathe, or whatever the alien version is." She trembled violently. "I cannot." "Yes, you can. Look at me, Zarathra." Her gaze snapped to his. And through the chaos, she latched onto his thoughts, messy, loud, full of stubborn humor and unbreakable will. The decay recoiled from the chaotic storm of his mind. Together, they pushed back. A shockwave tore through the hall. The rebels collapsed, screaming as their mental attack was shattered. Karvas roared, charging forward, but Zarathra rose with renewed strength and impaled him with a single strike. Silence fell. Cade exhaled shakily. "Well, that was a thing." Zarathra turned to him. "You saved me." "You're welcome." "No," she stepped closer. "You do not understand. Without you, my species would have fallen." He opened his mouth to joke, but this moment wasn't for jokes. So instead, he placed a hand on her arm. "I'm glad I could help."